Vincent, One Voice is a horse we haven't seen for a little while, but looked very good on his debut, was well supported. Back to the races, he'll go on Saturday.
Yeah, of course he had a little bit of issue after last race, had a long break, and come back, it felt good. The trial felt okay, slightly on the heavy side, but after that trial, I think he's gonna bring him, his fitness up a lot. So yeah, I believe Mr. Law will make him fit for this race.
He's quite a heavy sort of horse, as you say. He's well over 1,200 pounds. Do you feel that the trial is going to sort of tighten him up, and the race will tighten him up as well?
Yeah, nice big horse, nice mover, and the trial definitely helps with a big horse like him. It's going to be. I think it's going to be very competitive with the barrier draw, and as I said, the trial will bring his fitness up a lot. So.
Have they got quite an opinion of him, the stable, Frankie? I mean, he was well fancied on his debut. Have they got quite a high opinion of this fella?
No, I didn't really speak about that, but we all know he's a nice, decent horse. He's got a nice action, so I think he can be a good horse. Yeah.
And just from where you're drawn in 3, that's obviously a perfect place to be, do you think, for a horse having his second start?
Yeah, I think so. It can be up close, or if the pace is fast, he can be middle, and as long as he travels nicely and well, he'll have a good turn of foot.
And just having a look at the form, obviously from that debut run, Vincent, there was 3 subsequent winners behind him, so the form's certainly stacking up.
Yeah, the last run was really good. Of course, with other horses, they're all good potential horses, and also himself.
And just for you, obviously, just looking back to Wednesday night, there were 3 winners there. I guess the most special winner amongst them was that 800th winner for Francis Loy. You and him have obviously, been a team for a little while now, through one very good horse, of course. But great for Francis and great for you on Wednesday.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it was really good to have a double for Mr. Loy, and who have always been supported me for a long time, and gave me a lot of winners. So yeah, really happy to ride 800, the number 800 for him, definitely.
Matthew, Lucky 8 is a horse you're going to ride on Saturday. I guess he's well named because you're in the right place at the right time, and you're the lucky jockey that's picked up the ride. You must be excited to ride him.
Yes, I think everyone would like to take this ride because it went very well last two start, 2 wins. So very lucky I can pick up that ride, and thank you, Vicky, Mr. Yu, give me that nice ride. Yeah.
And what of his recent trial, Matthew? Talk me through that, because he looked very good in the trial.
The trial quite easy. He jumped well, and I think he traveled nice all the way, and I feel good. Yeah.
And have the stable, have they been happy with his progress over the off-season? Do they feel that he's improved?
I don't know, because that's my first time on him. I trial him. I feel like he do everything right, and he so great gate speed. That helps because he can get a nice position if he jump well. So I don't know him too much yet, but I think he's easy ride, not hard to handle, but the jaw a little bit tricky. Even small field, I draw a little bit wide, so I just hope he jump very well and can get a nice position.
There's quite a bit of speed in the race too, isn't there? And I mean, from 9, as you say, do you feel that on the field that the horse has given you, is he got that tactical early speed to get into a good position?
Hard to. He jumped very fast. He's got very good gate speed, but that race also have 2 or 3 like speed horses in there, so it's hard to tell I can get a position or not. But I hope he first start one and he fresh and trial well, and hope he can get a good position earlier.
Caspar, Skyfield, one of your stable stars, lining up this Saturday afternoon in the National Day Cup. Coming back to 1,000 metres, how is he?
He's really well. He ran extremely well in this race last season, and he'll be doing the same. He'll be working home. Obviously, there's handicap events when you're carrying 135, and you've got some really nice young horses in there. Like Gibson's horse, I would say, would be the favourite in the race. Looks to be the one that's going to keep progressing. But my guy's in great form, mate. He'll run his race, and once he gets to set weights, he'll be better suited.
Just on those last couple of runs, I mean, they've looked like very tough asks for him, haven't they? I mean, he's had to do it very tough with the big weight.
Yeah, he's done extremely well in the summer, so I just think he needs a little bit of racing to really strip and fit this campaign. And, I think that's going to be beneficial for him leading into the big races.
Talk to me about the hood. He's won that his last couple of runs. That comes off this time around.
Yeah, we just felt last season that he was getting a little bit quirky, and Blake said, look, it might be nice to try a hood on him. And we've done that, but now it's just off. He's game on now.
Do you feel he can enhance that good second up record? It reads quite impressively.
Yeah, he is. He's pretty good, but like I said, with the weight, it's always hard to sprint hard the last part of a race.
And you've got Luke Curry riding, of course. Obviously a man with great experience and the type of jockey that you probably want on a horse like Skyfield.
Totally agree. I think he'll suit the horse, and look, he's a pretty straightforward horse down that, especially coming down that track. The speed will be on, and we'll be back, and we'll be working home.
Just on another one of your, well, hopefully potential stable stars, one that's already made a bit of a name for himself. We saw him trial this morning, Galaxy Witness. He rounded them up very impressively, Caspar. You must have been pleased.
Yeah, he's summered really nicely. He's a big horse, and we've got high hopes for him this season. Starting off on a rating of 81. He starts his first run next weekend in a 1400, and Chadwick will ride him. So it'll be interesting to see what he's like. When we stepped him up to the mile last season, he looked like he was going to win at the 200, and he just they got away from him the last part. It might have been a case of he'd had enough for the season as well. So the freshen up's done him a world of good, and let's see how we go. I'm sure he'll be very competitive in this grade.
And he's 4-year-old series all over, is that the plan?
That's the plan, absolutely, yeah.
And just finally, one other horse I'd like to ask you about who's done a really good job for you is winning Icy. That was great to see him win another one on Wednesday night.
Yeah, he's a little surprise package, He's not that big, but he's all heart. And it's lovely to get horses like that just keep improving, So we just hope we can continue with him. They didn't miss him in the ratings. They keep hiking him up, but, hopefully we'll stay ahead of the old handicapping department.
Alexis, BOURBONAIRE is a horse that you're going to ride that you've got a decent rapport with. Looks competitive race this Saturday afternoon.
Yes, absolutely. I can tell you this horse is very honest. He tries very hard, and I believe he still has plenty to offer. Coming back to a shorter trip, let's see how he will be. But he's a very genuine horse, I think.
He's had a recent trial, sort of typical of the John Size horses, relatively sort of easy trial. Were you happy with that?
Yes, I won't be surprised if he improves a lot after this run. But it was a good enough trial, and the horse showed plenty of speed and maturity. So I'm very pleased.
We saw last season, Alexis, how devastatingly good he was on softer ground. He's obviously, back that up with a good run on better ground towards the end of the season. Is he quite ground dependent, or is he quite versatile in your mind?
Well, I believe he's versatile, yes, but I would say the feel that he gave me under the heavy rain and the heavy ground was just excellent. Maybe the other horses might not like it as much as he does, so that could make a big difference.
Just from 12, where do you find yourself from gate number 12? I mean, he has shown plenty of toe in the past.
I don't think it's a big problem. He's got a big stride. You don't want to fight with him too much, so I believe it's not a big problem. I will let Mr. Size tell me what he wants me to do, but I believe this horse can be very handy.
After a slightly slower start for you to the season, things have picked up really well. Obviously, the winners are starting to flow. You must be pleased with that. And I must ask you about a horse that you won on, Sweet Encounter. Did he give you a really nice feel? Because he looked visually quite impressive.
Yes, yeah, he was a very nice physical animal, and I think he's got great abilities as well. He's got a nice future in Hong Kong. I was able to put him in a nice spot after the jump he flew from the gate, so he just expressed his natural ability and natural speed. But yeah, he's a nice horse.